Welcome to Java Space. So in this video, I want us to take a critical look into this transactional annotation in terms of its usage. I know in one of the previous videos, I already mentioned where you can put it, and all that. So this annotation can be applied at class level, which will apply transactionality to every method in that class. So when you declare this annotation at class level, not only does it apply to all methods in that particular class, it also will be applied to subclasses. Which means if your class is a parent class and there are other classes that inherit from it, then transactionality will be automatically applied even to the subclasses. You can also specify this annotation at method level. So I'm just going to show you in one of the methods that I have here. I hope where is that? I think it should be, okay, I'm just going to take this one. As you can see, we have applied this annotation at class level, which then means that all the methods in here, they are transactional by default. All right, so let's go back to the slide. So however, Spring 5 has one of the good additions to the Spring framework. You are then allowed to declare this annotation on an interface, which will then apply it to the implementing classes. How nice is that? So yeah, that's it. But then this annotation is not only in Spring. This annotation is also there in Java EE. And we know that the Java Spring can also run in a Java EE in a container, or you can say EJB container, because Spring does not really move away from those specifications. While they add their own things, they still subscribe or code to that specification. So for you to use this transactional annotation, you must be careful which transactional you are using, because we have this annotation inside Jakarta.transaction, javax.transaction, which is in the Java EE specification. And we have this annotation in Spring, which makes it a Spring specific annotation. So you notice here that we have Jakarta.transaction and javax.transaction. This is because the Java EE specification has moved away from JavaX package. It's now in the Jakarta package, and everyone is recommended to use the new Java EE. This is the old one. So Spring Boot 2, by default, it uses the old one, which is JavaX. So if you are in the Spring Boot 2 project, you will probably see that when you add your transactional, it will give you the, maybe I can show you this. I have this project here, this one here. is a Spring Boot. Uses Spring Boot 2. I can show you in the Maven. It's 2.7.14. So if I come here, I say at transactional, you see it's Java X because I am in Spring Boot 2. Okay, I'm just gonna remove that. If I go to a Spring Boot 3, I believe this is a Spring Boot 3, yes. So if I come here and I go to the Bootstrap class and I add transactional, you will see this one, it's now Jakarta. Transactional. Okay, I forgot. It will depend whether I have Spring Data and all that. Okay, let me not use this one. Let me use the obvious one. I know this project does have Spring Data. So if I say add transactional, as you can see, this is Jakarta, which means that with Spring Boot 3, we are using the new Java EE package or project Jakarta, because now it has been moved to Jakarta or renamed to Jakarta. I can say that. So the question that then comes is, since this transactional annotation is in Java EE spec, it's also in Spring, which one I should use? So let's compare which one you should use so that I don't give you answers. So after we do the comparison, yourself, you will make a determination. So let's look at the Jakarta one or the Java EE one. We see that we have this attribute value. Then I'm just gonna remove this. Then we have rollback on, don't roll back on. That's all we have. Basically, we have 3 attributes. Okay, let's look at the Spring one. We have value, which we have here. We have transaction manager. We don't have it here. So that means the Spring one, you can specify which transaction manager you want to use. In the case where you have specified, you have configured more than one, you can specify. In this one, you can't. Also, we have label. Label may be used to describe a transaction, and they can be evaluated by individual transaction managers. Labels may serve as a solely descriptive purpose. So you see that on top of a transactional annotation, you can put a label in which you describe what you are doing there. But here you don't have that. Then you also have propagation. You see, you have propagation. You have more things. Then you can also set isolation level. Then you can also set a timeout. A transaction should timeout. Timeout string. Then you can say this transaction is read only, which will then make the transaction to fail if it's trying to modify some data. Then you have rollback for. Then you have rollback for class name. You have no rollback for, which I believe it's similar to this one. Then you have no rollback for class name. So now it makes sense which one to use. If I was you, I would obviously go for the Spring one because it has more things. It has, I can configure a lot of things with this one. Whereas this one does not give me that, all those options. But that does not mean to say it will not work. It will still give you a transactionality on that particular method. AOP and all those things would be implemented for you. It's just that it's limited as compared to the Spring one.